is Adam Flisikowski. I'm representing ITTI. I'm having a managing consultant position there. ITTI is a company from Poland. It's oriented on ICT technologies and security. It is on the market for 20 years now, and it has been very active in the European projects for 15 years or so. We met FEC1 in one of the meetings in the Net Futures conference in Brussels 2015. Then we learned that there is an open call in FEC1. We were very interested in the fact that they are having the WiMAX and LTE, because for us it was interesting to make some tests on the technologies. So we picked a leaflet and we tried to prepare an application form for FEC1. For the first time we haven't succeeded, but we took some lessons learned out of the feedback, and actually we succeeded the next time. And the next time we succeeded with this project called QBIX. Why we came here in general? Well, we as an SME in Poland, we are developing the e-health solution, which is called MedStar. MedStar is a commercial solution for patients who are undergoing remote treatment from the hospital. So a patient is staying in a home, and the doctor is at the hospital, and the doctor wants to have a teleconsultancy with a patient who is, for example, after the cancer treatment or something like this. So the hospital and the doctor requires a good connection, the video connection with the patient, because sometimes the doctor wants to see the wound of a person, so he just needs to show it in front of a camera, like myself now, or the patient is expected to do some performance exercises after he already finished with the treatment of cancer, for example. So there was a problem for us because we built the software, we delivered it to the patient, but there was problems with quality, video quality. That's why we thought that it's important for us that the patient who has the MedStar application, which is sending video to the hospital, we need to improve the quality. We were performing some tests which show that when network is misbehaving, the hospital and the doctor in specific is not happy with the quality. He's not able to judge some problems with the patient. So we came to the idea of a video controller. We call it QBIX, and this video controller is aiming at improving the quality at the side of the patient, because the network here is misbehaving, and we wanted to somehow mitigate this problem. So we built this controller, and we had a challenge because we wanted to test it in the real networks, but in Poznań, where we are located, there is one operator of a WiMAX network, but actually we didn't have enough detailed access to his core network part, which was necessary for the preliminary test to improve here. We need to measure there as well. And this is the base station of the operator, and this is his core network part, and this is the hospital. So we wanted to have some measurements from this part as well to feedback to the controller. So when we heard about FEC1, we thought that this is excellent because they are using WiMAX and LTE. So we wrote the proposal. The second time we won for the second application, and we have this experiment set up. So this is the computer that mimics the computer of the patient. This is the computer that mimics the computer of the hospital, and we are sending here the video. And while sending this video, we are analyzing the quality of network, which is the quality of WiMAX in NITO's testbed, which was our patron. So we are measuring behavior of the network, and we are receiving the feedback from the hospital, which is the quality of experience feedback. So we are receiving some factors, some parameters that tell us how the doctor perceives the video, and we adjust behavior of the video on this site to the network and the doctor network capabilities and the doctor requirements. We were using the LTE base station and the modems. We were also using WiMAX, so we did tests in both. We are actually very happy because for LTE we're not so far utilizing this network. So thanks to QBIX, we were able to integrate a solution adapter for LTE successfully. So we were able to perform the test. And what are the results of the tests, more or less? In general, before we came to NITOS, we saw that there was too much of like these. The quality was disrupted at the doctor side, so we wanted to minimize this quality disruption. And here you can see, for example, when something like this happens, it's freezing. You can see here the freezing showed. And thanks to NITOS, we were able to figure out why it happened, and we were able to tune behavior of controller, the QBIX controller here. After performing tests in QBIX, we were getting more of these results, so good quality or enough quality videos, even if network was misbehaving. And we were using quality of experience metrics like this. And thanks to this, I think there are a number of measurements we did. We collected a quite huge database of video traces from the measurements we did in this lab with 1, 2, and more end user terminals. And we figured out some nice capabilities to improve our solution. So, in general, I would say I probably don't want to go into details. In general, I would say thanks to the use of NITOS testbed and the guys who were very helping and very responsive, we're able to improve our business solution so that at the end, when we come back to this video controller and the patient is exercising in front of the camera, the chance of good quality is much higher than before we came to NITOS and to QBIX. So, speaking about the experience we had with NITOS and the FEC1 in general, I think first of all it was very good opportunity for us because we had access to the real testbed where we are the only one to have access to base station and the terminal or more terminals. It is easy to copy the terminals because they are virtual machines. You can test with 2, 4 or 7. It is easy to have it is easy to have access from different locations in parallel. So I'm telling to my colleague Mateusz, could you make some tests? He's doing tests, but out of this test he is having some problem with performance. So we are calling the developer. Developer logs in, he improves some part of the software, and then we see the improvement. So everybody's working in a shared environment. We are working with WiMAX and LTE, which is not so easy. Like in the, you can buy the modem, but you cannot use it like you wish. You cannot measure things that you can measure here. So this is it. We are able to scale our experiment, so using more elements there. And I think that for sure we'll come back to FEC1. We actually tried in the FEC1 Plus with the new submission. But we were not successful, but we'll try again because for us it's a very interesting business capability.